Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 27th Annual Garland Sports Hall of Fame Induction Banquet. So, of course, I'm sitting here at home today, and I'm thinking about, all right, we've got this program and things that I'm going to say, and I hear a big, loud clap of thunder. And it dawns on me that, last year at this time when we had the banquet, it rained then as well. So I'll tell you what, we've been experiencing, as you know, a kind of a drought in North Texas. So I may lobby the board members to have the banquet maybe every week or so, every 2 weeks. What do you guys think about that? Maybe we can get some rain here in North Texas. But honestly, it is an honor and a privilege for me to be here with you tonight. We've got a great program in store for everyone. So, again, sit back, relax, and get ready for this show because it's going to be a good one. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to recognize a very special guest in attendance tonight. And when I call your name, please stand up. Okay, and that would be Eugene Chambers. Eugene is a strong contributor and supporter of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame, has been for a long time, and we just want to recognize you tonight. So Eugene, is Eugene not here? Okay, well anyway, he is a strong contributor, and so we did want to recognize him for all of his contributions to the Garland Sports Hall of Fame. The Garland Sports Hall of Fame is a nonprofit organization formed to honor deserving individuals who have contributed to athletics in Garland, Rowlett, and Saxe, and to stimulate continued interest in sports participation and activities. Since its inception, the Garland Sports Hall of Fame has added its support to student-athlete scholarships and youth athletic charities. At this time, I would like to recognize the Garland Sports Hall of Fame Board of Governors by having all of them stand. So, Hall of Fame Board, please stand. This body is responsible for continuing the excellence of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame. One of the highlights of each annual induction program is our having in attendance many of the previous inductees and family representatives. We ask that all former inductees at this time stand, please. So, former inductees. Names of all of the past inductees can be found on the placemats at your table. So if you want to take a look, you can see all of the inductees from the 27 years of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame. So we begin tonight with a special presentation recognizing a member of the community who has had a huge impact on the success of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame. During the organization's early years, the displays honoring the inductees did not have a permanent home and were subsequently housed at a couple of the Garland ISD high school campuses. When it became apparent that another location had to be secured, the search began for a place that not only supported athletics, but would be an outstanding location for the residents of Garland, Rowlett, and Saxe to observe its rich athletic history. Gary Tipton, a longtime supporter of the Sports Hall of Fame, knew the perfect place and offered a spot in the lobby of the Inwood Bank where the athletes were displayed for many years until they found their permanent home here at the Curtis Colwell Center. Gary continues to support his support of the organization by his charitable giving, support of the annual golf tournament, and spreading the word about the relevance and history of Garland ISD's finest athletes. At this time, we would like to recognize Mr. Gary Tipton and Inwood Bank for their support of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame. Gary, please come up here. We are presenting Gary with a plaque tonight for his special contributions.
It was a delight for us to do this, and it made it really a bigger delight because Billy was with us for so long and did such a great job. So we really didn't do much. But one of the things that I did do is I promised Homer a long time ago that I would kind of fix up the area where the Sports Hall of Fame is. But I always knew that the greatest place for it to be was here. And so I didn't do that. So tonight, Homer, in lieu of that, we'd like to make a $10,000 gift to the Garland Sports Hall of Fame in honor of you, Billy Johnson. to be used at the direction of the board of directors of your Hall of Fame, as long as Jimmy doesn't have anything to do with it. We've enjoyed having it. It's in a great place, and she kept you out of trouble for a long time, so that's worth it. Thank you.
For years, the Garland Sports Hall of Fame has focused on providing donations to youth sports in the Garland area. These young athletes represent the future, and the Hall of Fame board would like to recognize 3 organizations. I would like to call Garland Sports Hall of Fame treasurer, Mrs. Jan Wood, to the stage for the presentation of donations.
Good evening. To say I'm nervous is just a little bit here. The people that we're going to donate to are proceeding up here now. But it is through donations from many of you and Mr. Tipton here and our annual golf tournament that we are able to support other worthy programs. This year we have chosen 3 such programs to receive donations. The first one is the Garland Pee Wee Football Association. The Garland Pee Wee Football Association provides over 200 scholarships each year, which make it possible for children to play regardless of their economic hardships. Accepting a check for $1,000 is the president of Pee Wee Football, Mr. Jeff Wackett.
I had to change it up a little bit. I always say the same thing when I come up here, but in short, Garland Pee Wee Football is very, very grateful for the donation that we receive from the Garland Sports Hall of Fame every year. We do put it to good use. As Jan said, over 200 scholarships, and this year we're very close to that as well. We have over 2,000 young athletes, football players and cheerleaders from Garland ISD participating. And again, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Garland ISD for all of their support, their help administratively. We couldn't do it without you, and I want to thank you very much, and we do appreciate it. Thank you.
This year will mark the 46th year for Garner Little League to offer quality baseball to youth athletes in Garland and surrounding cities. Our donations will help cover the costs such as team uniforms and equipment and keep the registration costs low. Our support will touch the lives of many families that would otherwise have little hope to participate in these activities. Here to accept a $1,000 check for Garner Little League is Miss Candy Arena.
On behalf of Garner, I just want to say thank you so much. As a parent and as a board member, it's amazing what Garner has done for a lot of the kids that have not been able to play because of money, equipment, and this will be wonderful for some of those kids that will have an opportunity to be able to continue playing. Thank you so much.
This spring, the South Garland Little League had 583 boys and girls ranging from ages 3 to 18 playing ball. Today's donation will help keep registration costs low and also help build new batting cages. Here to accept a check for $1,000 is Mr. Paul Dozer.
Well, from South Garland Little League, we'd like to say thank you for this because we like to bring as many kids into baseball as we can, and things like this help us spread it out and build up a better program for all of them. So thank you.
Last year, the Hall of Fame board voted to recognize 2 athletic programs, 1 middle school and 1 high school, by introducing the Superintendent's Cup. Please welcome to the stage Hall of Fame Vice President Cliff Odenwald to present this prestigious award. And assisting Cliff with the presentation will be the legendary Homer Johnson.
give Homer a chance to get up here. He's my lovely assistant there, I tell you what. It's always fun to work with Homer. Like Steve was saying, in the spring of 2012, the Garland Sports Hall of Honor decided to develop the Superintendent's Cup. The Superintendent's Cup recognizes the best overall athletic program at one middle school and one high school in Garland ISD. When you think of the middle schools, you think of, for what the Garland Sports Hall of Fame represents, it's looking at both the 7th and the 8th grade level. So you can have kids really participate in all of the activities. Homer and I really enjoy working with the middle school coaches, and they do a great job of introducing athletics to kids. To determine the middle school recipient, points are awarded at both the 7th and 8th grade level based upon each team's success in the sports of volleyball, football, basketball, and track. The middle school who accumulates the most points during the school year receives the Garland Sports Hall of Fame Superintendent's Cup. So when you think of this, you think of the best of middle school athletics in Garland ISD. For the 2012-2013 school year, the Garland Sports Hall of Fame Superintendent Cups goes to Hudson Middle School. We have some representatives from Hudson here. We have Principal Bob Clare, Girls Coordinator Andrew McBroom, and Boys Coordinator Jeremy O'Quinn. If they could come up and receive the cup from Homer. I know if one. There we go. We got a picture coming in the back. All right. Congratulations to Hudson Middle School for winning the cup for 2012-13 school year. Get a picture. Now to move on to the high school. To determine the high school recipient, points are awarded based upon each varsity team's success at the district and as well at the state levels in the sports of cross country, volleyball, football, basketball, soccer, softball, baseball, track, tennis, and golf. And it's the high school that accumulates the most points during the school year receives the award. We've got some strong high school athletic programs, and I think this is going to be an award that goes to the high school. There's going to be a lot of pride in it, and you'll see some great things. This year's recipient is Rowlett High School. We have representing Rowlett High School, we have Boys Coordinator Doug Stevens and Assistant Principal Shay Creel. Congratulations.
Congratulations. One of the ways the Garland Sports Hall of Fame promotes future interest in sports in Garland is by honoring high school students for their accomplishments. The Gail Fields Award was established to recognize outstanding senior high school athletes graduating from the Garland Independent School District. Aside from the athletic accomplishments of these students, the award committee looks at other criteria such as academic standing and citizenship. I'd like to take a quick moment to recognize Mrs. Gail Fields and her daughters and extended family. And now let's take a look at this year's recipients. Travia Jones was a track team letterman all 4 years she attended Rowlett High School. She was a 3-time district champion in her specialty, the 400-meter dash. 400, not the 100. In addition, she captured the regional championship 2 years and qualified for state 2 years. At the UIL Texas State Track and Field Championships, she was a bronze medalist in the 400-meter dash in both 2012 and 2013. She holds the school record at Rowlett High School for the 400-meter dash with a time of 54.53 seconds. Travia was also a 3-time district champion as a member of the Rowlett High School 1,600-meter relay that qualified for the regional track meet in 2011, 2012, and 2013. Academically, Travia is an honor student who graduated with a 3.5 grade point average. Travia is currently attending Louisiana State University on a track scholarship. As a South Garland High School freshman, Brandon Moore placed third in the 800-meter run and second as a member of the 4x400-meter relay team at the district meet, which qualified him for regionals. At the district meet his sophomore year, he won the 400-meter dash and placed second in the 800-meter run with a time of 1:58.76, qualifying for the regional meet in both events. His junior year, he repeated his first place win in the 400-meter dash at the district level and finished fourth in regionals. As a senior, Brandon won first in both the 400-meter dash and the 800-meter run. His time of 48.45 in the 400 distinguished him as the second fastest in the Dallas area, and his time of 1:55.56 in the 800 made him the third fastest. Later, during his senior year, he won both the 400-meter dash and the 800-meter run at the area track meet. He was also a member of the third-place winning 4x400 relay team. Progressing to regional competition, he once again captured first place in the 800-meter run with a time of 1:52.45 and second in the 400-meter dash with a time of 48.30. His times qualified him to compete in the UIL Texas State Track and Field Championships in both events. Brandon was a letterman in track for all 4 years in high school. In addition to his performance in track, Brandon was also a 2-year letterman in football. He was a team starter playing wide receiver. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me recognize Travia Jones and Coach David Nanez and Brandon Moore and Coach Melvin Robinson as they come to the stage. I want to say congratulations once again to Brandon Moore and Travia Jones. Team sports depend on team effort to achieve success, making teamwork just as important as individual accomplishments. To reinforce the importance of teamwork and celebrate exceptional team efforts resulting in winning seasons, the Hall of Fame undertook another way to promote future interest in sports in the Garland area by honoring high school teams from the past. This year's Honor Teams of the Year are the 2008 and 2009 Rowlett High School State Championship track teams.
The 2008 and 2009 Rowlett High School boys track teams are the Garland Sports Hall of Fame Honor Teams of the Year. Led by Coach David Nanez, Rowlett claimed the Garland ISD's first ever state championship in track and field in 2008. A year later, that same group of athletes successfully defended its crown and claimed back-to-back state titles. In 2009, seniors Marquise Goodwin and Kyle Clemens both earned gold medals in their individual events while teaming up with Hilbert Jackson and Carl Perryman to claim first place in the 4x100 meter relay. Goodwin also posted individual gold in the long jump and triple jump. He finished second in both the 100-meter dash and the 200-meter dash. His 41 points at the state meet are the most ever by any athlete above Class 2A. Clemens earned his individual gold medal in the 400-meter dash with a personal best time of 46.35 seconds. Clemens was also the 400-meter state champion in 2008. The team scored 70 points in 2008 and 66 points in 2009. Those 2 point totals are the highest in the history of State 5A track team totals. Congratulations to the 2008 and 2009 Rowlett boys track teams, the Garland Sports Hall of Fame Honor Teams of the Year.
Please help me welcome Coach David Nanez and the 2008-2009 Rowlett High School State Championship track teams to the stage.
I just want to say thank you to the Garland Sports Hall of Fame for recognizing these two teams here. Greatest accomplishments of my career, and I'm hoping that it's something that these young men will never forget. So 2008, kind of knew what we had early March, and when you have one of the best athletes in the state of Texas, you know, you're going to score a lot of points. But I want these others up here to know that you know, it's not just one. You know, we have Kyle Clemens, who is a two-time defending state champion in the 400. So, and if we don't have the other members of our relays, then we're not going to win the state championship. So, 2009, we had a lot of adversity when it came to the state track meet being pushed back about 3 weeks, and then not knowing whether or not our defending 400-meter champion was going to be able to advance beyond the district meet due to the rescheduling of the regional track meet. So, but anyway, we also had graduation the night before, so you know, kids didn't get a lot of time to celebrate, and you know, once we graduated from here, or they did, then we hopped on in the Suburbans to head down to Austin. Got there about 3 o'clock, and started competition at 11. Plus, it being June the 6th, it's a lot hotter than early May. So, but anyway, they came through, and it's one of those things where if they didn't win back to back, it was like they should have, and if they did, with the athletes that we had coming back, and we should have. So, but anyway, I wanted to thank them, each one that's here. Those that aren't here, wish you were. I want to thank our coaches, Eric Sardinia, Kyle Harden, Joe Wheelock, and our trainer, who, in my world, you've got God, Jesus, Homer, and Nathan Swanner. Thank you.
Earlier this year, nominations for induction into the Sports Hall of Fame were received. These nominations were studied and evaluated by the Board of Governors using the Hall of Fame criteria, and the finalists were selected. This process produced the 4 new inductees for 2013. Following the voting, the new inductees were notified, they accepted their induction, and the selections were announced. We're here tonight to celebrate another chapter in the Garland area's rich sports history by honoring these new inductees for their accomplishments and by celebrating the 27-year anniversary of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame. During these inductions, we first will see a video presentation about each inductee, followed by the inductees coming forward to accept a beautiful plaque and ring symbolizing the honor of being one of the Garland area's finest sports contributors, and the inductee then will have an opportunity to make acceptance remarks. At this time, I would like to ask Josh Cheek of Balfour and Jimmy Adams, member of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame, to join me on stage.
I'd like to say something real quick. We need to recognize Balfour Corporation for many years has provided the Garland Sports Hall of Fame and these athletes with these rings with no charge to the Garland Sports Hall of Fame. And the only thing that we don't like about the Balfour guys is they win our golf tournament every single year. And it don't matter what we do, they win it every year. But I think that Balfour needs a real good round of applause, if y'all don't mind.
All right, so let's get on with the show and take a look at tonight's first inductee.
Nick Florence was one of the most prolific passers in the history of the Garland ISD. As a senior at South Garland High School, Florence was named the 2007 District 10-5A MVP and selected to the 2007 Dallas Morning News All-Area First Team. He passed for more than 8,000 yards in his 3-year career and established 10 district records, including most passing yards with 8,001, total offensive yards with 9,131, and total offensive touchdowns with 87. As a senior, he set GISD single-season records for passing yards, total offensive yards, touchdown passes, and total offensive touchdowns. He completed 212 of 357 passes for 3,047 yards and 30 touchdowns with just 4 interceptions. He also rushed 138 times for 448 yards with 9 touchdowns and set a single-game school record with 5 touchdown passes versus Garland. That year, the Colonels finished 10-2 and claimed the District 10-5A title with a 7-0 mark. After graduating as the salutatorian for the class of 2007, Florence accepted a scholarship to Baylor University. Florence began the season as third-string quarterback and started 7 of 9 games following injuries to Robert Griffin III and Blake Zeminski. Florence returned to backup as a sophomore and junior, playing in 9 games. For his senior season in 2012, he took over as starter and had a sensational year, completing 286 of 464 passes for 4,309 yards and 33 touchdowns. He also ran for 568 yards and 10 touchdowns. In the 2012 Bridgepoint Education Holiday Bowl, Florence broke Griffin's single-season passing yards record. Nick graduated in December of 2011 with a degree in economics and later obtained his Master's of Business degree before departing Baylor. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newest member of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame, Nick Florence.
Wow. First of all, it's good to be back in Garland. This is fun to be in here. It's fun seeing some faces I haven't seen in a long time. A couple of my coaches in the room. First of all, I just want to thank my family first and foremost, and raising me the way that they raised me. I want to thank my wife, and obviously she wasn't around when I was at Garland, but it helped me do what I did at Baylor, and it was a big part of who I am. Have my family, my coaches taught me well. Coach Mosley's over there, who's the offensive coordinator. He laid a great foundation for me to continue to succeed at Baylor. And then I want to thank God. Obviously none of this is possible without him and without the gifts he's given me. And all of us have a story, and all of us have gifts that God has given us. And for me, it happened to be football, but for many of us in this room, it may be sports, music, math, business, whatever it may be. But God gave us these gifts that we would excel in them and glorify him with it. So hopefully you've seen through me and through my career in football that I've glorified him with it, and challenge us all, even as I continue to move on from football and move into the business world, that we would continue to glorify God with all of our gifts. And once again, it's an honor and a privilege to be here to represent Garland, to represent football, to represent our Savior, and to represent my family in high school well. So thank you so much.
And now, tonight's second inductee.
Tomi Garrison was an All-American pitcher who helped lead the Garland Lady Owls softball program through its most successful period in history. Beginning as a freshman in 2005, Garrison made her presence felt, compiling a 22-1 record, a .37 ERA, and 140 strikeouts in 133 innings, the lone loss coming in the state championship game. That year, she was named Dallas Morning News Newcomer of the Year and a 4-time Dallas Morning News Player of the Week. Starting with her sophomore year, Garrison went on a 3-year tear that culminated in her teams winning back-to-back state championships in 2006 and 2007. After guiding the Owls to the 2006 state title, she returned in 2007 and pitched a complete game one-hitter with 15 strikeouts while going 2 for 4 with 2 RBI at the plate to lead the Owls to a 5-0 win over Austin Bowie in the state semifinals. She followed that performance a day later by scattering 2 hits in a 1-0 victory over Katy, helping Garland become the first Class 5A team to win back-to-back state titles. For her efforts, Garrison earned championship game MVP honors for the 2nd straight year and picked up her 5th career state tournament victory, a state record. She finished her junior season 26-6-2 with a .53 ERA and 305 strikeouts in 222 innings to earn All-American honors from both EA Sports and Under Armour. Along the way, Garrison compiled more than 80 victories during her high school career and claimed several records. She holds the 3 top marks for wins in a season: 26 in 2007, 25 in 2008, and 24 in 2006. She also has the lowest single-season ERA in school history, .25 in 2006, the most strikeouts in school history, 305 in 2007, and maintains the 3 top spots for innings pitched, 222.2 in 2007, 183.2 in 2008, and 166.3 in 2006. During her career, Garrison guided the Lady Owls to 4 district crowns, 4 area championships, 4 Region 2 championships, 4 state tournament appearances, 1 state runner-up, and 2 state titles. The versatile athlete was a 5-sport letter winner in high school who also competed in volleyball, basketball, track, and cross country. After graduating, she went on to compete for the Sam Houston Bearcats. There she managed all Southland Conference honors, academic all Southland Conference honors, and earned a spot on the Southland Conference Commissioner's Honor Roll. In 2011, Garrison led the Bearcats in pitching victories, ERA, innings pitched, shutouts, and strikeouts. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newest member of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame, Tomi Garrison.
Oh gosh. Well, I hate public speaking, so thank you. This is such an honor. I remember when Coach Moss got inducted a few years ago. I was sitting out here hoping one day that I would follow in her footsteps. And I'm here now, so I'm thankful for that. I would like to thank my coaches and teammates, because without them, none of this would be possible. 2 of them are here tonight, Brianna and Crystal. I'd also like to thank my parents for taking me to practice, working with me, and for all the love and support. They never missed a game. They're truly amazing. There's a few other people that I would like to thank. My first coach, Rocky, and his wife, Kim, for talking my mom into letting me play softball. My grandpa for all the support and making every game that he could. My aunts, uncles, cousins, Nubber and Joan, and the rest of my family for always supporting me. Coach Moss and Robo, which were 2 of the best coaches to play for and great mentors. My pitching coach, Jerry Nichols, who was like a second dad to me throughout high school and still is. Thank you for all the long hours and working with me and making me a better pitcher. Just thanks to everyone that came to support tonight. It really means a lot to me. Thank you.
And now for tonight's 3rd inductee.
Chris Sims' accomplishments as kicker for the 1999 5A State Championship Garland Owls football team have earned his induction into the Garland Sports Hall of Fame. Sims' strong leg and solid kicking helped guide Garland through a very successful period in the late 1990s. During his 1999 senior season, Sims was key in 3 playoff wins. His 3 field goals versus Lufkin helped advance the Owls to the next round of the playoffs with a 26-20 victory. Then, against a highly favored South Grand Prairie team at Texas Stadium, Sims kicked a 38-yard field goal in the pouring rain to tie the game 38-38 and take the game to overtime. There, he was called on once again and split the uprights for a 41-38 win, which advanced his team into the state title game, where Garland defeated Katy 37-25 for the state title. Sims was selected as a Texas All-Star to play against Oklahoma in the annual Oil Bowl game. His 60-yard field goal to win the game 11-9 is an all-time Oil Bowl record and earned him MVP honors for the Texas team. That year, he was selected All-District, All-Area, and All-State by the Texas Coaches and Sports Writers Association. He graduated in May of 2000 in the top 10% from Garland High School. Sims had a record-breaking 1999 season, with several marks remaining in place at the time of his induction. He ranks number 1 in GRS-TV history for extra points in one game, 8 versus Naaman Forest, and field goals in one game, 3 versus Lufkin. His 19 field goals that year ranked number 1 in GISD and number 4 in Texas high school football history. Sims' 64 consecutive extra points and 121 points scored that year were also tops in GISD and number 1 in Texas high school football history. Sims has one son, 6-year-old Ethan Sims, and currently resides in Rowlett. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newest member of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame, Chris Sims.
Well, like our last speaker said, I'm not good at public speaking either, so let's try to do this. Thank you all for showing up today, weathering the storm. Appreciate that. Thank everyone on the board that voted for me. The words kicker and Hall of Fame aren't usually very synonymous, so that was truly a great surprise. I'd like to first thank my family for all the support they've ever given me. Especially my mom. Through the thick and the thin, she's always been there, so love you, Mom. I'd like to thank all my coaches for just always making me feel a part of a team. I know that sounds weird, but as a kicker, sometimes you kind of put in the backfield, but never happened with them, especially Coach Martin. Just it's the greatest head coach I've ever had in any sport I've ever played. You'd be hard-pressed to find a higher caliber person than Joe Martin. I'd like to thank my kicking coach, Rocky Willingham. Without him and all the free lessons he gave me, I should have paid him, but he told me one day if I made it to the NFL, I'd write him a check. I hope I hope just thanking him takes care of that bill. And I'd like to give a special thanks to a coach, Darren Sharp. He is, I believe, the assistant head coach at Garland. He was my football coach at O'Banion, and most of y'all don't know this. I never had any intention of playing football. I was completely a soccer player. I was actually the water boy for O'Banion's football team, and those practices are so long. You get really bored over there waiting to serve water, and I would pick up the balls and just start kicking them and punting them. And one day there were 3 games left in my 8th grade year, and he basically threw me in the locker room and put on some pads and told me I was going to kick for the football team. And you know, I remember the only helmet left was a lineman helmet, so I had this whole face guard on and everything like that, and big linebacker shoulder pads. It was horrible, but he's definitely, I give him credit, he's definitely the catalyst in all of this to this point. And lastly, if I could, I'd like to dedicate this award to the entire 1999 Garland Owl State Championship football team. As far as I'm concerned, we should all be up here today accepting this award, but it was just a truly special team. We weren't even ranked in the state when we started the season, and we finished 8th in the entire nation. And I almost feel silly being up here as the kicker representing them, but I will, but that man. I'm telling you, that was just an entire team for the history books. It really is. It was the greatest time of my life. And thank you all for showing up again. And, oh, Ethan Christopher, if I could, I just want to tell you, you're the coolest, kindest kid in the entire world. And I love you more than anything, all right? Probably never be in front of a microphone again, so I got to use that so thank you.
Just something I would like to share for trivia for people. Everyone here is involved in Garland sports and Garland football and Garland soccer and Garland baseball and all that. Chris's father passed away years ago. He was my kicker in the 1963 state championship Garland Owls. And his field goal against Amarillo, his father's field goal against Amarillo, allowed us to win the game 7-6 and win us a state championship. And Chris came along and did the same thing, and I happen to be married to his mom now. So, Ethan, I guess in about 8 years, you're going to be on state championship football team, boy. Okay, there you go.
And now, let's take a look at tonight's fourth inductee.
John Walker began playing competitive tennis at age 8 in Oklahoma City. From an early age, he had demonstrated command of the game, ranking number 3 in the state by the Oklahoma District Tennis Association in boys 10 and under singles. At the age of 12, Walker moved to Garland and didn't miss a beat while competing in Texas junior tournaments, qualifying for the National Clay Courts Championships, the National Indoor Championships, and the Boys Junior National Championships. Walker was also recognized by the Texas Tennis Association with a number 1 ranking in boys doubles and a number 7 ranking in boys singles. Walker starred at South Garland High School from 1994 through 1998. He claimed the 10-5A title in boys singles his freshman, junior, and senior years. As a senior, he was a finalist in the Region 2 tournament and advanced to the UIL State Tournament, where he earned a 3rd-place finish. Walker also earned district MVP honors each year he was at South Garland. After graduation, Walker began his collegiate career at the University of Oklahoma, where he posted an 8-4 singles record and a 1-0 doubles record. In the spring of 2001, he transferred to Texas Tech, earning a varsity spot as a sophomore. His junior season, Walker posted a 6-0 singles mark and a 2-2 in doubles. He erupted his senior season, claiming a 14-5 record, most on the Red Raider squad. Walker was also named to the Academic All Big 12 First Team and earned the Big 12 Conference Postgraduate Scholarship. Walker also competed in the men's open competition for almost 15 years, winning 6 sanctioned singles championships from 1995 through 2008, and he was a finalist in the prestigious Cotton Bowl Classic in 2005. In 2011, Walker received his master's in healthcare administration from Trinity University in San Antonio. He is currently on the administrative staff at Medical Center of McKinney and resides in Plano with his wife, Kendall. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newest member of the Garland Sports Hall of Fame, John Walker.
Well, I just want to start off tonight by saying how honored I am to be here. This has been an unbelievable experience, and I have to thank the board for selecting me for the Hall of Fame. I want to say a special thanks to my Aunt Martha Stendig for nominating me. And I want to thank my parents, Buddy and Julie, for always supporting me in everything that I've done throughout the years. If anybody knows my dad, they know that he was probably the biggest tennis fanatic of any person that's walked this earth. And he's the one who really got me started in tennis at a very early age. I started playing competitive tennis when I was about 8 years old. And I played some other sports back then. I played track, basketball, soccer, but It was when I was about 12 or 13 years old that I realized I really needed to pick one sport and excel in one sport, and I chose tennis. And about that same time, I set 3 major goals for myself in tennis. The first one was to be ranked in the top 10 in Texas. I ended up ranked number 7 in singles and number 1 in doubles. My second goal was to win state in singles, and I came up short on that one. I ended up getting 3rd at state, but had one of the best matches I ever played in the quarterfinals there. And the third goal I had was to receive a tennis scholarship to a Division I school. And this is probably the goal that I'm most proud of accomplishing. I played my freshman year at the University of Oklahoma, and then I transferred to Tech and played for 3 years in the starting lineup at Tech. And actually my senior year at Tech was the best year that I had, going 14-5, and our team ended up 4th in the Big 12 that year. But you know, all these things wouldn't have been possible without the team that I had surrounding me. You know, a lot of times people think of tennis as being an individual sport, but I actually had an unbelievable team of people that helped me along the way, from my friends, family, coaches, and I have to thank all of them. My older brother, Jeff, he's the one who I first started playing tennis with when I was little. It was just him and my dad and I, either in the backyard or down the street at the public courts. And we had a lot of intense battles on the court, and that's really where I learned how to be competitive and where I got that competitive drive from. I also have to thank my dad. My dad's been my biggest role model in my life, on and off the court. He's taught me a lot of things, but he taught me the importance of hard work, and he also taught me to love the game, which was really key. You know, I said he's the biggest tennis fan on this earth, but his passion for tennis is contagious, and that really rubbed off on me from the very beginning. I have to thank my mom. She's an amazing mother, and I couldn't have done anything without her support. You know, I could always count on her. She came to every single one of my matches. I think her eyes were closed about half the time because she was so nervous. And my dad didn't help with that any when he was pacing back and forth on the sidelines. But she was always there. I can't say enough great things about her and what she's done for our family. Also, I have to say a thanks to all the coaches I had over the years. Coach Dooley at South Garland High School. He's really the reason that I went to South. We actually grew up just down the street from Garland High School, and you know, I knew that he had so many great successful teams and players at South, and that's the reason that I ended up going to South. But I also want to thank Tim Siegel. He was my coach at Texas Tech University. He couldn't be here tonight, but he was the one thing that he really taught me was the value of hard work. And if there's one thing that he didn't tolerate, that was his players not giving 100%. And whenever he thought we were slacking off, he would take us down to the men's basketball practices. And back then, Coach Bobby Knight was the men's basketball coach. And you know, he and Coach Knight were pretty good friends. So Coach Knight would invite us in, and we'd go to their practices. And every time I tell this story, you know, people said, man, that must have been an unbelievable experience to go sit in on Bobby Knight's practices. And the only thing I can remember is how brutal our practices were the next week, because Coach would be sitting there taking notes the whole time, and he would take everything he learned back to our practices. But, you know, that was just an unbelievable experience at Tech. Also, I have to thank my coach, Dave Anderson at Brookhaven Tennis Academy in Dallas. He's coached me for longer than any other coach I had. You know, he taught me the fundamentals of tennis, and he was also the most competitive person I've ever known. Anytime, you know, we used to have some tournaments in practice where we'd play the coaches versus the players. And I think there was some kind of unspoken rule that you couldn't beat Dave in practice. And anytime you came close to beating him, he would do anything possible not to lose. He'd talk trash, try to get in your head, try to psych you out, maybe even throw in a few shady line calls, but he wasn't gonna lose. And but he was always an amazing mentor to me on and off the court. And you know, tennis is always it's been a big help in my life and in my career as a hospital administrator. It's taught me to set goals and do everything I can to achieve those goals. And, you know, being here tonight, again, is just an unbelievable honor to be inducted into the Garland Sports Hall of Fame. I want to thank the board again, and I want to thank the city of Garland. Thank you.
Wow, what a tremendous 2013 class we had. Let's give them one more round of applause, please. The Hall of Fame had many nominations for induction this year, and each of our honored athletes was selected from among hundreds of other good athletes and students. The persons inducted tonight, these athletes, and the members of the 2013 honor teams are good examples of the strong history and promising future of sports in the cities of Garland, Rowlett, and Saxe. Please do your part to support local sports programs and the Garland Sports Hall of Fame. It is impossible for me to personally thank all of those who contributed to tonight's activities, but I want to thank everyone, those who prepared these festivities and those who came out to watch tonight. Thank you to everyone. Once again, congratulations to all the inductees. It has been a pleasure serving as your MC tonight. Have a great evening. Please be safe with the rain outside, and we hope to see you back next year. Good night, everyone.